My name is Kathy Streng, and I'm an early Head Start home visitor with Centerstone. We work with children from 0 to 3-year-olds and also moms who are pregnant with a child. So that's prenatal moms. If you are interested in getting any information about Centerstone and Centerstone services, I invite you to check out centerstone.org, or you can call 1-877-HOPE-123 or call 877-467-3123. Well, thank you for joining me today. And I'm going to present an activity that you can make to use with your newborn who may be 0 to 3 months old. And we're going to call it a quiet rattle. So I've assembled some materials here that I'm pretty sure you would have any or all of these at your house. I mean, it might take you a week if you didn't have, like, say, an empty small spice bottle or vitamin bottle. But first, I'll show you one that I had made. Can you hear that there? Yeah. So this is made from 2 plastic spoons right here. But it occurred to me, what if you didn't have 2 spoons? I think because you're going to tape over them, you could use 2 forks. I have some black electrician's tape, which I wish I would have remembered I had when I made this one, because you do want it to be high contrast. I've got some red duct tape, and this is a little bit of rainbow duct tape. I'm not sure that would draw as much attention. So with this first one that I made, I didn't have anything really to put over the red duct tape to make it high contrast. So it was interesting for baby to look at, as well as interesting to hear. So all I did was this one was I cut strips of paper from some scrap paper and taped it over to make these diagonal white lines that you see right here. Little more tape around the handles like that. So I wanted to show you what different sounds, what different kinds of items sound like in a small empty bottle. This first one is probably going to be the quietest. See if you can hear this. See, that's very soft, but it might be appropriate for a newborn baby because you don't want to overstimulate. Now the next one I have, and that's what I used with my example, is rice. A little bit louder, right? Oh, by the way, a tablespoon of whatever you choose to use in your bottle. And then you'll want to tape the cover over really well too, in case you have toddlers in the house. This third one, just to show you again the difference, this is some black beans I had. And listen to this one. Big difference, isn't it? Here was the rice. And then here was the salt. Yeah, so you know what, actually I'm thinking maybe a little mixture of rice and salt might be fun to experiment with. All right, so I'm gonna take my spoons and see, I thought I would pick, well, you know, I'll do the rice one this time. So I'm gonna take my 2 spoons, and I think I'll start with some, I think I'll do the duct tape. You're gonna watch me in action today, folks. Of course, you know how it is when you watch things on YouTube. Everybody's all organized and everything goes very smoothly. Well, today we're just gonna see what happens here. All right, so I'm gonna take this 1 spoon, yeah, because the top is at the top. I'm just gonna tape that around like that. I'll do my best to keep in mind where you are as the viewer. And then I'll tape another one over the top, and maybe I'll use a little longer tape, so it may go all the way around the bottle. And duct tape can be a little tricky to cut. So now I'm taking the other spoon and I'm holding it over to make a nice sturdy handle. And the spoons will literally spoon together against the vitamin or spice bottle. I'm going to wrap that around there. And then I'll do another piece up here. I may do one over the top first. So I cut that. And I'll just put this over like that and stick that down on the top. And then I'll put one more around here. And I don't know if you noticed, but the handles of the spoons are kind of just flailing out about there. And so we'll tape those together too in just a second here. So I'm putting this around here like this. I'll turn this. Sometimes you can force the duct tape to go where you want to, but if you end up with wrinkles, does it matter? No, just smush it really good. Smush, isn't that a good word? All right, so see these two handles right here? We don't want those like that. I'm going to tape those together. And then I think I'll use my electrician's tape to add a little high contrast design to it. So here's my two handles. I'm just going to go like this. And feel free when you make your own to cover the whole length of the handles. I'm not going to do that here, mostly in the interest of time. So this is the salt one. Wouldn't that be fun to see if your baby heard that and just turned his head to look and see, oh, what is that? All right, so I think what I might do also is put one more piece across the bottom just to kind of seal that all in. But right now, I'm going to take some electrician's tape, if I can find the end. You just never know what you can find in your toolbox if you actually look in it, right? So let's see, well, this one, I think maybe I'll go around this way. So I'm just going to go around like this. Now, if you wanted to, you could get fancy. You could cut out white stars because the white would show up really well against the red. In fact, that would have been a good idea for this. Probably why I thought of it. I'm going to cut that. So some white against this would look really nice. I don't have any white tape. Oh, but you know what I do have? I happen to have this little, it's like a skinny roll of duct tape. Oh, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to undo that. Let's see. Yeah, here it comes. It's got little dots on it. Baby might be able to see those. And it's on a white background. I'll hold that up to you. See that? So I'll put some of that on there. And we'll go around like this. And if you did cut out like paper, little paper stars, or even like geometric shapes like triangle, square, circle, you could just use Scotch tape like I did on this one when I didn't really have any white tape to put over my red. And this isn't a toy that you're gonna let lay around because it's not gonna be as sturdy. So whenever you make toys to use with your children, you want to be there with them when they're playing with it. All right, so I'm going to add one more black stripe around the bottom. And let's see, there we go. Now you could also put something right here on the end. Maybe I'll add this yellow-green garage sale sticker just right there. And then if you do that again, like I was mentioning earlier, maybe take a little piece of tape and tape that over maybe in both directions. All right, so now here's my rattle. And again, I'm sure you will think of other ways to make it visually interesting for baby. So where is my baby? Where's my little Tori Ann? Oh, she's getting warm in the blanket. She was just fretting a little bit. So I'm going to take her out of the blanket. So here's my little Tori Ann, and very similar to another activity that we've done together with the high contrast patterned plates. You want to keep it like maybe 10 inches away from her face. You might want to stroke her cheek gently first. And of course, you would do this when your baby is awake and is engaged in what's going on around her, or is at least has her eyes open and looks interested. And I would go, Tori Ann, Tori Ann. And then so now I've got something for her to listen to and look at. So just watch her and see how she responds. And she'll let you know if she's enjoying herself or not. One cautionary note, especially if you have older children, they can be a little exuberant. You probably would not want to do this. Tori Ann, look at the rattle. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? So I know you wouldn't do that, but some other little person might. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have fun with your quiet rattle and your baby, and you'll be doing your baby lots of good when you do. Thanks for joining me. See you next time. Bye-bye.